Hi everyone and welcome back to Cedar Creek Ministries. My name is Claudia and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to create an effective support letter. So in this video we are going to be covering what to include in your support letter, things to leave behind, and how to ask for support. Alright, so to start off I just want to talk about what you do want to include in your video, which is basically just your what and your why. So what are you asking support for? What do you plan on doing with the support that you're raising? So for example, that might look like sharing a little bit about plans that you and your team have for when you get onto your mission trip, or ministries that you plan on taking part of and things like that. That just really helps people kind of just get an idea of what the support that they are giving to you is going to be going towards and what your trip is all about. Another thing that you should include in your support letter, I think this is the most important aspect of your whole letter, is why you're going on this trip and why are you asking for support. This part is really what gets people engaged in your trip with you and kind of helps people, visualize the importance of this trip and the importance of the ministry, rather than just kind of giving support for you going. It's giving support for the reason that you're going, which is really important. So an example of what that could look like without getting too long or too into detail or too personal is just by sharing a statistic about the people that you're going to see, the population of the country that you're going to. For example, in my last letter, I wrote about how the population that I'm going to go see, less than 1% of them are Christian, and that makes me really excited to share the gospel. So just sharing things like that really help people get engaged in what you're doing. So moving along to some of the things that you should kind of be stepping away from when you're writing your support letter. First of all, specifics. A lot of the times long-term teams will ask you, just for their own safety and your safety, not to write in your support letter exactly where you're going, where you're staying, what church you're serving with, those kinds of things, so it's important to exclude those. Another important thing to be aware of and really just step away from while writing your support letter is to make sure that you're not using any big or confusing language, especially don't want to be using any Christianese language, as we call it. Something that I always try to ask myself when I'm writing a support letter or writing a social media post asking for mission trip support is, would these words on this page make sense to me if I didn't know the Lord like I do now? I think it's just really important to keep in mind that the general population of people who are reading your social media posts or getting your support letter might not have necessarily had like the relationship with God that you do. So just stepping away from anything that might be confusing. But lastly, I'm just going to share with you guys a few tips on how to ask for support in a way that isn't awkward and in a way that doesn't make you look like you're just out for people's wallets. And that starts with including details of what their financial support is going towards. So for example, airfare, lodging, food, translators, things like that, helps people kind of visualize where their support's going and the importance of that. Next, when asking for support, it is really important to recognize that asking for support raising isn't just financial support, but prayer support as well. So listing out a few specifics that people can be praying for you and your team and for safety on your trip, and that really just helps include everyone to be supporting your trip, because not everyone can give financially, but everyone can pray. So the last thing on the financial side of support raising is just to make it really easy for people to support you. Again, avoiding any kind of confusion that people could run into. So write out all the ways that people can give. If it's a check, write out all the memo and who to send it to and things like that, and then make sure you include your link for your support missions page. Again, just making things really, really clear. And that's all that I have for you guys today. So I hope that this video was helpful and I wish you guys all the best. Please make sure that you are subscribed to Cedar Creek Ministries for more videos. Bye!